Hey everybody, this is Koyo, and I'm here with best friend Adam.
Hey.
Always saying hey 3 seconds late, god damn it. Why you gotta do that to me? I'm gonna, Okay, anyway. Right, point of the video. So, we're kind of chilling, and, I'm just doing a little experiment. And I'm also not trusting this guy right now, because he's running circles around me, so, okay. Huh. That's how it's gonna be. Alright. Alright, punk.
Yeah.
What? Holy smoke! What the heck? What? Oh, you're fine. What was that weird stuff? Did you see that? It was like all explode. I thought you went into pieces.
I think it's kind of what happened.
Huh. Holy smokes.
When you're playing multiplayer, it just sort of, I think it does it almost for a ridiculous effect of death, if you know what I mean.
I see.
It doesn't happen in the main game.
As I was saying, we're just kind of chilling, kind of vibing, because I want to experiment something. I just trying to just know there is a good purpose behind it. I'm just trying to understand the current climate of things. So we're just gonna talk. I'm not even gonna edit this video. Barely. The most I'm gonna do is just pause the recording and resume, and we're just gonna be talking about different Hey, I want to get into. All right, we good. But we just gonna drive and chill, and that's all there's gonna be. I mean.
Oh, we're gonna do more than driving.
What are we gonna do?
Lots of things.
All right. So, right. Okay. So first topic of the day. Like I said, I'm not gonna be editing. I'm not gonna be there's no gimmicks. There's nothing here. There's literally no effort. I am putting the least amount of effort into this video. Just because. Just cause. Oh yeah, we're playing Just Cause 2. And what the freak, dude?
I'm coming. Hang on.
What have you done to the car? You could drive anyway.
Well, you're in control now.
All right, but first topic. I'm sure a lot of people already left by this point. They're probably like, I'm going out of this video. This is boring. But PS2 era hack and slashes. Anyone? Now, for those of you who weren't born in such a blessed time of the era known as the PS2. PS2 had some pretty cool hack and slash games. Like, kind of started with Devil May Cry. I mean, I'm not saying Devil May Cry was the first, but Devil May Cry was the most innovative. Holy!
It was also really early though, so
yeah,
it's kind of the first. I'm sure there might be some other thing that I don't know of. But Devil May Cry is the earliest one I can think of.
Yeah.
Of that kind of stuff, that style.
And essentially that spawned. How did I? Okay, but yep. We gotta get in this. So yeah, Devil May Cry spawned other cool little hack and slash games, right? Well, okay, maybe I don't know about cool, but they were interesting. I think one that I could name off the top of my head is Bujingai. That one is kind of interesting. Had Gak's face on it. If you don't know who that is, well, I could understand why. That was something back then, and even then you had to really look around online to know.
So that actually was, I mean, this might sound silly, but that actually was Gact, was it?
Yes, that was Gak's face.
Oh, okay. So that explains why he looks so much like
Genesis.
Yeah. Crisis Core.
If you've played Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, then yeah, you would know that you've seen Gact there too. Genesis face, that's Gact. So I guess that includes Search of Cerberus, but Bujingai was kind of this wuxia. Oh my gosh, I lost control after that bump. But yeah, it was kind of this wuxia type of inspired game in a way, where you would essentially kind of have like this guy who dual wielded, and he could run on walls, and the way he wielded his swords was kind of like dancing. It was really cool, right? And oh my god!
I'd say like the game feels
I see
very
your butt.
fun.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, like it kind of has a good flow to it for the most part. Like it's no A+ game. Let's just make that. But it has this interesting flow to it, you know, because of all the little things you can do in there. The combat is different. I wouldn't say absolutely deep, not in the Devil May Cry 3 way. Devil May
No.
Cry 3 is like, that's the deepest you get on it, too. But,
Well, with Bujingai, I'd say like the gameplay feels very satisfying. It feels like very good. Like the game feel is very good.
yeah.
But you can basically do nothing more than like the basic attacks. Like it doesn't get any more complex than just the attacks that you have. Really, at least as far as I could see.
Yeah,
I didn't
like,
finish the game,
you only
but I
get
got
like a
good
few
chunk into it.
spells from memory when I tried it. And I was like, oh, okay, I could use a
So
spell,
combat
but
becomes really repetitive.
yeah, it wasn't like you could... I mean, you could and you couldn't. Like, you could kind of try to string stuff together, but it didn't feel good in that DMC3 way. Let's just put it that way. But interesting nonetheless, right? Then you had a game like sort of Etheria, where it's like, okay, your combo string and all that, like you'd only be relying on square for the most part, and you would be volleyballing the enemy between your team. Are you trying to make us explode sky high?
Yes.
Or no, you're trying to murder me. Holy smokes.
Parachute, parachute.
I live and die in this car. But sort of Etheria was another game that kind of came around, and like everyone was trying to be Devil May Cry, but it's like they didn't really understand what was Devil May Cry almost. I don't even know how you do that. Wait, oh, I'm back at this area. How nice. But I'm gonna teleport over to you. Oh no, oh wait, I accepted from you. Oh, funny. But yeah. So, sort of Etheria, like if games were trying to be like Devil May Cry at the time.
Sort of Etheria? What one's that?
It's the one with the red-haired dude and the big sword, and he has like, I think he has like a team of, well, besides himself, like they're a team of 4. The graphics kind of have like I think, ooh, okay, if I tried hard enough, I could drift to this, but it's not really that. Like, I don't know how to put it, man. It was weird. But
I don't think I'm familiar with it.
I didn't go that far into it, to be honest with you. I got bored afterwards, but essentially...
Jesus Christ. Oh my
Wow.
god.
Oh my god! What the fuck? Oh my gosh, that was enough to make me super squeaky. Okay, that was amazing. That was worth it. That was worth it. Oh, teleport
Thanks
over
for
to
the
me.
car.
This place would be definitely more interesting. So anyway, I'm gonna finally talk about sort of Etheria. So I'll just talk about mechanically, because like I said, I lost interest. It didn't keep me there. You know, once you touch Devil May Cry, you're like, I don't want to go through this. It's not enough. There's not enough there. And essentially, you just had your main combo, which was this, you know, like longer string of attacks, but you would essentially rely on smacking your enemy towards a teammate. Then that teammate would like kind of hit them back towards you, and then you would hit them. You would just try to juggle the enemy between your characters, essentially. And it's like, okay, that's a cool concept, but there should be more going on here. Like, I want more moves to play around with, but all I'm just doing is using, you know, like YouTube buttons. But you know, you want to have them commands. You know, you want to really actually have. You want things to mean something. And what I mean by that is when you play Devil May Cry, you know your launcher being holding back and then pressing the attack button. You know, he takes Force Edge or Rebellion, whichever sword he's using, and he will launch the enemy. It's like, okay, that's my launcher, right? And then if you attack the enemy afterwards as they're falling and stay on the ground, they'll get juggled. But if you jump up to them, you can also juggle them mid-air by shooting them, or in Devil May Cry 3, doing an aerial grave. You can kind of do that in 2 as well. But, you know, like, everything has its purpose, and there's different things you can do with that. Like, oh, if you finish off your combo, your enemy's going to go flying. So maybe don't finish off your combo and, you know, see if you could chain into another launcher or something else. Keep that combo going. Like, there is that depth there. And it's like sort of Etheria was doing one thing, but it's like, yo, this other game was doing more than one thing. It was doing all of these things. And had they gone the extra mile, I think it would have been, but no. I don't know. It just
Was this an
couldn't keep
earlier
me.
title or a later one?
I think it was earlier, but I'm probably,
Okay.
I could be wrong. Because I think this was all around the time of Devil May Cry 2. So in a way, would you be better off playing that game over Devil May Cry 2? I could possibly think so, honestly. But that's where I bring up Chaos Legion, which is published by Capcom, by the way. Chaos Legion is kind of like if I wouldn't say if Devil May Cry and JoJo like combined with each other, but you do have stands, or the equivalent of stands, right? And the combo system in there is nothing to go crazy about necessarily. Like, you could try to combine your stand attacks with normal attacks and do some cool stuff that way. I think it's a lot better than sort of Etheria. I actually went some ways into it. I was like, yeah, okay, I like this so far. But once again, I was like, but there's other things, like newer games, that would, of course, be my interest. This was before Devil May Cry 5 was out when I was playing. But I think you played Chaos Legion as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I have a copy of it, like physical.
Yeah.
I still
And
have it.
It's not bad at all. It's definitely like, it's not A tier kind of stuff like Devil May Cry 3 or anything, but it's...
No, I found it hard to keep playing, honestly.
Yeah.
It's not bad, really, but it's also not great.
Exactly. But, nonetheless, it's interesting for the most part. That's the weird thing with hack and slashes. I feel like with RPGs, you can enjoy like a lot of different RPGs here and there, and maybe you might find Dragon Quest too bare bones until like look at some of the later games or something, right? But it's just those kind of PS2 era hack and slashes, they just really couldn't stand a chance against the likes of Devil May Cry and God of War, honestly. God of War and Devil May Cry had things going on. You could do all these different cancels, guard canceling, jump canceling, and I was like surprised that Chaos Legion didn't have anything like that. I was like, yo, this is coming from Capcom? What the heck? Capcom, you published this. Put my Marvel vs. Capcom in my hack and slash. But,
oh my god, what is
that was
happening?
close. Sorry, I slowed down, and that's not good. Sorry. But
That's okay.
and that brings me to Ultra Age. So I recently played Ultra Age on Nintendo Switch. There's a demo on PC as well, and I still haven't actually tried that one, but you could apparently go further in that one than you do in the Switch. But regardless, even then, I am sold on that game. Like, had I played a demo of the other ones, I'd be like, man, this is a waste of my money. But there was no demo. But with freaking, I guess there were rentals, but those were not in my goddamn Hollywood Video or my Blockbusters. So,
You mean you're the hack and slashes?
yeah. It kind of sucked. I had to rely on trade-ins and stuff. Like, I basically traded those games with each other.
The only games I
Yeah.
remember seeing at rental stores for me, like hack and slash wise, was like God of War 1 and 2 in
Yeah.
that sort of era.
Yeah. That's definitely
that
true.
was
That's
something
how
that
I played God of War
everyone
2.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Speaking of rental, you want to know what rentals I did see? Now, I know this is PS3, but once again, it's that era of like, oh, hey, hack and slash games, right? There was Heaven's Sword, and then there was Dark Edge. I was like, Neither of these look interesting. Like, I could tell from when I saw the gameplay, I was like, nah, this ain't Devil May Cry. I'll just stick to Devil May Cry 3. You know, then Devil May Cry 4 happened. I was like, okay, I'm kind of happy. But, Ultra Age, which, it's new, and it feels like this is a weird little era of hack and slashes that have been, like, that, like, this is the equivalent of that era of PS2 or even PS3 hack and slashes, where it's like, you know, some crazy game would come out, DMC-5 comes out, holy smokes, this is incredible, and then, you know, the other hack and slashes come along, right? And this feels like one of them, and it's good. Like, if DMC-5 is like, this is A+ material, this is kind of like a B or a B+. And why I like it, now, I've played Dark Souls, I've played Demon's Souls, I've played Neo, and out of those three, I think I like Neo more than Dark Souls, and I like Demon's Souls more than Dark Souls. And the weird part, and the reason why I like Neo a little bit more is because there's a little bit more freedom given in the combat for Neo. I'm able to, like, dodge around a little more quickly and just do all these different cool combos, right?
There's nothing wrong, I'd say, with the Dark Souls and all that style of combat, but I don't think it's for us exactly. As people who come from, like, I'm not saying you can't enjoy it if you come from this sort of background as well in terms of gaming, but, like, we play, you know, a lot of Devil May Cry and Bayonetta and all these fast-paced, like, reaction, like, dodge and attack on a dime, like, super fast, and then going to something like the Dark Souls and Bloodborne games and things like that, they're good, but, like, for us, I don't know,
like,
I haven't been able to get into it really, just because of how slow and sluggish it is, and I know that's the point. You killed me!
Oh no, I'm so sorry!
That's alright. It's something I haven't been able to get into.
Yeah, and like, for me, like I've said, once you play Devil May Cry, I think it did something to my own standards, and it's not that Dark Souls is not up to my standards. I'm talking about my standards in having options. I love having a lot of options to tackle the same, like, problem. So, for instance, with Devil May Cry, it's like, okay, with it, like, even with the first game, it's like, okay, you could use your Force Edge, you could use Ifrit, which is the gauntlets and greaves.
Come to me. Hang on. You gotta warp to me.
No, the cars. Okay, yeah.
Oh, I can warp to you.
No, I'll warp to you. But you could use your gauntlets and greaves. You could use your guns. You could use the grenade launcher. Like, you have all these options to tackle the same thing. You could go into your devil trigger mode and flip. Oh my gosh! Wait. Let me. Oh wait, what? Why am I driving? No, wait. You drive. You drive. It's your turn to drive. I crashed us. There we go. So, what is it? But yeah, you could go into double trigger, and you could start. If you get the upgrades for it, you could start spewing lightning and drilling through your enemy. Well, yeah, it's basically that, actually. Literally screwdriver through your enemies. But, like, I like having those different ways to beat enemies, right? To beat to get through situations, all that kind of stuff. And DMC3 is full of them. It's like, hey, do you want to play gunslinger style and have all these options for whatever guns you're currently equipped with? Previously, we would have 2 guns, 2 swords, and with mods, like with Serpentium's DDMK mod, you could have 5 weapons and 5 guns. Same for the Switch. If you're playing freestyle mode, you get those same options, and you'd be able to do so much more by being in that style, right? And once they did freestyle, which inspiration from Devil May Cry 4 with style switching and all that, everything was just open to you. So you could parry at a moment's notice, then teleport to an enemy, aerial rave, and then jump cancel off their head while just aerial raving to death, and I don't know, going to like probably launch them, do real impact, which is like a really powerful dragon
Oh my
punch.
gosh.
Oh my gosh. Little jumping uppercut type move. Like there was just so much you could do to style on your enemies. And in Dark Souls, it's like, okay, you have two different type. Wait, I hope I'm not confusing this with the other game. You have two different
People are
types of
gonna get
slashes.
mad.
But you know, you want to keep things a little more simple, slightly, in Dark Souls, because you don't want to leave yourself exposed to the attacks. That could make a really big mistake. You know, you got to make sure you're able to dodge at the right time, move at the right time, strafe at all of it. And yeah, and there's times where I like that, but then there's other times where I'm like, but you know, Neo kind of gave me those options though, where I'm still having that Dark Souls style of gameplay, but I actually have options. And then now I bring it back to Ultra Age. Yes, I know I mentioned that way earlier, but Ultra Age gives you options. Too many. No, actually.
Oh my god!
What the heck? We're a freaking helicopter limo. But Ultra Age gives you all the options that you would have in Devil May Cry minus guns. You have a grapple hook kind of thing, so you could kind of be like Nero, and with some enemies, pull them up to you. And with the heavier enemies, you pull yourself towards them. You could even do a teleport thing that literally, it's almost similar to Noctis teleporting, when he does his little teleport strikes or whatever. And along with that, you can unlock, you could like get these power chips and upgrade yourself to be able to get jump canceling, air dodging and everything. I was like, smokes, yes, this is what I want. I want all these options. Oh my gosh.
I misjudged.
And what I liked so now I mean, if I wanted to point out one thing, I was like, oh man, I wish there was like a little bit more with this, but you can dodge. I mean, when you use the dodge in the game, it functions similar to when you dodge with Noctis in Final Fantasy 15, which it just kind of like has a brief pause, a little brief slowdown, and I think you just get to act out of the attack much sooner. I mean, out of the dodge much sooner to attack the enemy. But oh man, watch that boost button. But you know, you just get to act out much sooner. But even then, like, I was like, oh man, I wish they did a little more with that, like having a counterattack or something. But even like, regardless of all that though, you're able to do what would be like what I'd consider Dynasty Warrior style combos, which means that you have a chain combo, like you have a full combo on like the square button, the X button. I think that's Y in Xbox, and that's
What is the square button?
Yeah.
Square
no,
button is X.
It's X, and then on Switch it's Y. Always so confusing.
Yes.
And but you would press the Y button, the X button, or the square button, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and you would have like a 4-hit combo, right? And you could do a combo finisher at any point during this combo. So you could go, in PlayStation speak, square triangle.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Going so fast.
square triangle, and and so on, right? If anyone remembers that E3, the dude who I forgot, it was something Knights, right? I forgot 67 Knights. I forgot the name of it, but he goes, you could do the ets and the YY and the ets and the YY. But even then, like, okay, you have a combo system inspired by, kind of Dynasty Warrior style, but it feels like Devil May Cry in a weird way. You could launch your enemies upwards, so if you do square triangle, and in Dynasty Warriors that is a launcher, so I'm like, okay, they're inspiring from that, but you have a skill with your main first weapon to also like do a rising launcher, so launching and rising up with the enemy, and then you could aerial rave the enemy, so you could slash them while in the air, and then you could switch between all the weapons, and you could even like do the weapon skill to switch to that weapon
Full
chain
speed
it all
ahead.
together. Oh my god! How is this limo still fine? How is what? We oh my god. Oh no, I'm gonna get crushed. Oh wait, I didn't get crushed. Alright, I guess I'm driving.
Amazing. We made it.
So, but the thing is, you have all these options, and the reason I brought up Dark Souls, Neo, Demon's Souls, is because you can actually. I am getting this limo out here. Is because the game has a bit of a Dark Souls or Souls inspiration as well, in a weird way, in a really weird way. So,
See.
but I'll just ride atop this. So
No, you can drive.
okay. But in the strangest of ways, is it also Souls inspired? And it's mostly in the way the enemies are structured. They have these big, like these big hitboxes on their attacks. Really widespread. So when you dodge, you got to make sure you dodge right, or you're gonna get stuck. But
So Ultra Age's dodging, it kind of reminds me of Nier Automata's dodging, just because he does that dash.
yeah.
And during the dash, he'll do the dodge.
Yes.
So that's what it reminds me most of.
It was just seeing the sparkles, the blue sparkles.
Did make
me
yeah,
of Noctis.
it looks like Noctis.
I
Very
couldn't
much
help
so.
it. But like but it's still like it's really the only part of it that's Dark Soulsy is the upgrade system, partly. Because like it works more with like a minor type of upgrades. Wow. But it uses minor upgrades, and I mean some are major, but they cost a certain amount of points. If you die, you lose, I think, a really good chunk of them. I don't know if it was half or more, but
It looked like half to me.
half. Okay.
Half of your points, so you don't lose all. Like I'm pretty sure in Dark Souls games you lose all of them.
Yeah.
In Ultra
you
Age
do.
you lose half of them.
I was like, okay, that's cool. You only lose half, and then if you also die, I think you have this ability to fast forward time 12 hours, which get your weapons from absorbing these crystals, right? These crystals are where you get your weapons from, and they are on a 12-hour respawn cycle. And you have a fast forward ability to move 12 hours into the future, just recollect these. And I think enemies are on that same thing, because when you die, 12 hours also go by, and then they're all respawn, right? So it doesn't happen when you interact with a checkpoint, your upgrade station. You could go to your upgrade station, like you kill a whole bunch of enemies, go back to your upgrade station, put in your upgrades, and then head to the boss's end. Right? And if you want to respawn those enemies, I believe you would fast forward 12 hours ahead, and there you go. So it's more of a choice besides dying at that point. I think, and once again, it's like, so they took Dark Souls, but this time rather than like risk or like a risk or reward kind of system where it's like, well, you could keep going and try to get more points so that you could level up more if you get to the next bonfire. Or you could just, do what you can there, but hey, the enemies are all going to respond if you even went a little bit ahead, right? So here, they are giving you the option to choose if that happens or not. Now, of course, if you're skilled enough, you will not die along the way, and you won't need to worry about that. If you're not as skilled, you could die and then they respawn. But you do have an option to at least, purposely respawn them. I think that's really cool. I like those options. And that's
one thing to mention is, it's kind of the gameplay, combat-wise, it kind of makes me just think of Nero, because your character does have a sort of tether.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Where you press I believe it was the L1 button, or
yes.
the top left trigger.
L1.
And he would
top left, yeah.
He'll pull the enemies towards him, but I think it's if you double tap it, you would go to them.
Yeah.
Or
If
the other way
tap
around.
It, he'll knock this over to them. He'll warp strike and crap. And if they're too big, if they're like a heavy type enemy, I was just checking out this place. Actually, wait a sec. we like sit in one of the? That'd be crazy. If we, I doubt
No,
it.
definitely can't sit.
Oh,
But
oh yeah, okay. I see what kind of place this is. Ow, what are you? Oh, I see.
I'm shooting the fruit.
But even then, it's like, yeah, it's a well-designed game. Like there is, I'm a guy who's crazy about mechanics. If you couldn't tell, right? I can go on and on talking about mechanics in fighting games, hack and slashes, RPGs, even your basic platformers. I could be like, yeah, so when you do this, if you jump at like frame 1 or like I get a little bit too much in depth sometimes. Now, what was it? An Ultra Age has that stuff that makes me go like, wow, yes, I'm breaking this down in the same way I break down Devil May Cry and everything. And I guess the only reason I bring it up is because what was it? I saw some people were like, oh, this looks boring or dull, and I'm like, did they not experiment or even like, I don't know, try anything? Like what is up? Like what's going on there? How if and maybe it's because I've experienced things like Bujingai and sort of Etheria and Chaos Legion. There's a reason I brought those up, because if you compare those games to Ultra Age, I assure you, you'll be like, wow, holy smokes, this is an amazing game. We've come so far.
Oh, hello. I
Sure,
didn't even realize you were there.
Oh, but you're what?
I didn't even realize you were there. Sorry.
Oh, wow. But, if you play Devil May Cry 5, I mean, that is some top tier stuff. But Ultra Age is really competent. Heck, comparing to Heaven's Sword and all that, it feels way better than even. Okay? Like, I don't think people realize how good they have it. Not a lot of. I'm not gonna say this in general, but with some games, particularly Ultra Age, I don't think people realize how good they. Oh, what did I grapple onto? Oh shoot. Okay. Oh, we're gonna be flying for maybe just. Sometimes it just grapples so far. I don't know why that happens. There we go. So I'm all the way over here, Adam. But I've said my 2 cents. I'm sure people will be like, nah, you stupid man, Ultra Age is really like, oh, it sucks. Worst game ever created. I'm like, dude, okay, look, worst game. Like, let's just go to the Super Nintendo or, I don't know, NES or something. Let's talk about some of the games that you could find there even. I don't know. I mean, people say Bubsy's bad. No, I say Troll Adventure. I mean, Bubsy is bad. But let's not beat around the bush. Kind of bad. But I don't think it's as... It's not uncontrollable. You can...
Well, that's a ringing endorsement, if I've heard any.
Yeah.
It's not uncontrollable. Put that on the box.
Having grown up with Bubsy, right? And not... you don't know any better as a kid. You enjoy what you get. I did... I had a Super Nintendo. I didn't have a Sega Genesis. And you could run pretty fast on Bubsy. That was like the closest thing to Sonic.
I want to point out, I think you're referring to the first.
Oh, first Bubsy.
Or
yes.
First, and maybe the second.
Yeah, somewhat
3D.
The second, not 3D. No. Bubsy 3D. I have touched that. Oh no, that is
3D is undefendable.
Oh
I think.
And they didn't know what they were doing though. They were actually
That's
the
true.
first developers of a 3D platformer game. That was literally the first game ever. Mario 64 happened to come out a month before and made them look like trash. Nintendo figured it out, and they were like, I think this is how we do 3D. We don't have anything to go off of. But essentially, there's some games that are like Bubsy compared to Ultra Age. Nah, there's no compare. How dare you even? How dare I even put those two in the same category? Oh, there you are. But if I were to compare, oh man, I don't know why the name is escaping me. Aside from like Troll Adventure Island, that was something I got. What happened to you? Where'd you go?
That?
I saw you warp off my car. I saw that.
I shot one of the signs off from the bridge, and it knocked me off the top of the car.
That's amazing. So
It just landed right on top.
yeah, that was it. But yeah, we were. What was it? I mean, oh yeah. So I think it was called Troll Island on the Super Nintendo. Like, oh my gosh, that game's nightmare fuel for one. And
I've
two,
never even heard of that one.
like once again, you can control it, but there's these game design and all of it is like I tried to give it a chance as a kid. You know, it was a gift. I was like, okay, I don't like trolls. You know, the ones from the '90s with the colored hair that goes upwards. But
Is it those kinds of trolls?
yes, it is that.
Oh.
It is a brand game. It is a brand
Oh
license
no.
game, and I hate it. I absolutely it. And now, okay, funny thing, it's about coloring any stage you're in. But I just don't. But when I played Bubsy over it, maybe Bubsy 2 is actually that is just a screen rate game. Bubsy 2 is screen rate. The further you get in, the worse it gets. And I've beaten that game. But Bubsy 1, anything can kill you at any point. But there's a lot of games where you could die in one hit, especially NES days, of course. But that kind of had. I don't even know where I'm going with it. Like basically, let's just say there are way worse games out there, like Bubsy stuff, like by today's standards, and people are complaining. I mean, I get it. The standards have risen, but the problem is the standards are rising too much. They are continuously rising. There's gonna be a point where it's like you can't do any better than this. Just stop, please. Like
No. Well, we should always reach for new heights, but at the same time, I don't think
healthy heights.
Well, people's expectations can't be too insane because there's only so much you can do with money and time and development. But like, how am I putting this? I was sort of lost where I was going with that. Damn it. You should always be trying to do better, but what people think better isn't always the same from person to person.
Like, how do I put this? Like I said, when I saw I was like, how are because I wonder, if you've gotten this far in the video, just leave a comment down below. Like, how do you guys play like hack and slash games, or if you play a fighting game, like it's bound to have all these mechanics in them. How do you even experiment? Do you experiment? Do you press different buttons? Do you press more than one button? Because there are people I know who they just press one button and they think that's all there is to it. And I'm like, dude, do you see all the things on that control? Those are all things you can press. They all do something. All of them do something.
Some people like to go into games and analyze, and like if you go to the competitive fighting games sort of crowd, some people like to play games and get real deep into every single mechanic and all the frame data and all things like that, and that's fine. But then there's other people. Other people who just want something to relax with on a Friday night, or something. They don't have anything else to do, or after work, and they're just like, I just want to mess around. So they go into it and they don't think about it too hard and just have fun. And that's it's not a wrong way.
It's not a bad thing.
It's just different.
But it feels like it's like, I feel bad for people who do that because like oh my god. Because I feel like people would be missing out on the game, like the whole thing. Not that they need to experiment or be you don't need to be. Oh, this car's done. I don't know if I can flip.
What are you talking about?
Oh wait, okay, nice job. I was gonna try to pull it or something, but since I crashed, it's your turn now. But
is that how this works?
Yeah.
I think we
once you get shot out of the car by your own merit, then okay, well that's just an automatic switch. But yeah, I think
well, we'll see about that.
People will get. Oh my god! No! Oh my god! I am getting out of here. Abandon
parachuted out.
ship. Oh. Like how I just quaintly
Well, we
laid
made it.
down.
I'm actually kind of shocked that both of us survived that.
Yeah. I'll try and find a
Oh,
new
there's a
ride.
lighthouse. I'm gonna make my way to that lighthouse.
The light. Oh, check that out. But yeah, like I think you know, just if how do I put it? Uh, if people tried to experiment around a little bit more, like I said, you don't need to be an expert with this stuff to do so. Just gotta try pressing the buttons, and sometimes just try different timing, and that's how I did it I did this as a kid. Okay, I was a tiny little kid. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I received for Christmas, and I remember like just God, look at this car. I like how it's purple, so pretty. Okay.
Well, it's mine now.
No. You can get away from me. You think you can get away from me? Wait, shooting me off this ride. Going down together. Wait, where are you driving? Where are you driving?
I'm driving straight out of the stratosphere.
Where did it go? But I was a little kid doing, playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I remember being like my neighbors, they came over to play. I remember, and they're like, man, you spend so much time in training mode, like. Why are you always in training mode? I'm like, well, because like all these characters can do all these cool things. Like if I hold down and I press heavy punch, they kind of launch the opponent. Sometimes it's kick for other characters, and then you could jump up afterwards. I was like, I wonder if I could just follow them up there, and I'd press jump. That's how I got into Devil May Cry. I'd jump after the opponent, and I'd press I just pressed some buttons, and I was like, oh, okay,
I don't even know where you went, by the way.
I don't.
Are you in the sea?
Really far. I know I'm not in the ocean. I'm on the beach.
Okay.
Well, okay, I'm officially on. But I'm just gonna stare at the ocean. But yeah, like you can. Oh, you want to warp to me? Okay, but like I was like, whoa, you could jump up after the opponent, and then I was only dinking them at first. Like I would just I'd maybe hit light punch or heavy punch, and they would either go flying down, or you would just boot them, right? And then I was like, okay, I'll try that in a different order. Huh? What?
I just had a revelation.
Well.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Hold down the G key.
Oh, what is this? Easy teleport? Let's go to the go to the airport. Let's fly.
Airport, just airport on its own?
Yeah.
Nice.
But otherwise, I was like, oh wow, if I try pressing these buttons in a different order, if I go light
so many
and then
planes
heavy, like there's some sense to it. Like it makes sense. Start light, you would go heavy. It's like 1, 2, 3, right? You go from smallest to the biggest. So I was like, okay, what if I went light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick, or actually no, it wasn't like that. You would press light punch, and then you would press light punch again, and you would get a medium attack, right? I was like, oh, there's this second attack I can do in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which was like a slight auto combo, and then you could press heavy punch, and you would, then that would be like a 3-hit combo in the air. I was like, whoa, I just did a really cool thing, and in that way of playing around, just sandboxing. Like, I mean, I get there's people who just want to go through the story, but try to enjoy yourself, Like, I'm not saying you're not enjoying yourself, but unlock more of that world. But, like, because video games are where you can... I'm about to be Bob Ross with this. So, I was working way back then when Devil May Cry 5 came out. I was working on what was going to be a Bob Ross combo video. And essentially, I was going to treat it like, because this is how I genuinely feel. When you play a video game is kind of your oyster to figure out what you want to do, to kind of express yourself. You know, and when you do something really cool completely on accident, that is how you discover yourself. Those happy accidents that you come across when you do something absolutely ridiculous. Like I am playing Just Cause 2 for the second time. I only played it for about 2 hours yesterday, and I am still figuring things out. But I'm gonna
Yeah,
try
and you've only
something.
played the
Where's my plane?
multiplayer here. You haven't dipped into the single player yet.
So I didn't pull that off successfully, but you know what I was thinking about there? I'm gonna jump off my plane, and then I am going to grapple to my plane. I'm gonna get back inside the plane. It's gonna look badass.
Well,
That is just, I just had a random thought, and I was like, let's see if it's possible. Breath of the Wild is kind of like that. It's a game of happy accidents. You just try things, you get a thought, and you're like, I wonder if I could do that. I wonder if I could ride on my shield, because I did that accidentally. I was just jumping and messing, trying to like see if I could do some cool little aerial slash stuff or something, right? And then all of a sudden he pulls out his shield and starts riding on his shield sledding. I'm like, what the heck? And then, yeah, then the people discovered all the really crazy, stupid stuff you could do with that. You're about to say,
people are
Adam?
still discovering the kind of stuff you can do in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
But I don't think we should tell people how
Oh yeah, no, we're not telling you
they should
how.
enjoy a game.
I'm just saying, like, there is a whole world out there that where if you haven't been doing this, I am literally telling you, it is possible. There are things that you are not aware of that you can do, and it, because game developers, they design a game, and it's like, oh yay, and like you consume that game, you consume that art, you consume that material, but a person made this game, and that person was probably really stressed, really tired, and they had to make something fun for themselves. Because if they're gonna keep testing it, it better be fun as well. Because they're gonna get bored doing, trying things over and over and over until it feels the best it can. And sometimes they'll put these cute little secrets and discoveries that you could make that are more than just finding an island out in the middle of the ocean that is marked or whatever. Sometimes you might actually find something mechanically hidden that you were not expecting. Like how I can grapple to things that are super far away. I don't know why it happens. It's a happy accident every time it happens. But when I try to...
I don't know how that's happening. I feel that must be a multiplayer thing.
It
like,
must
because I've
be.
never experienced
I don't
that.
think this is
haven't even
single player.
experienced it here.
But look at what they put in the multiplayer, and I'm like, whoa, I can just grapple to things in the water? Like, how did that happen? Why does it happen? I don't know. It doesn't mark it to say that I can't see. Right now, it's like, no, you can't go that far. But why was I able to do it earlier? It's a happy accident that I love. And I just did it. Even though the game said I couldn't, I did it anyway. Because I should find out for myself what's possible. That is for me to find out. That's for you if you want to find out. But I think, that's also the joy of video games, because you can do things that you normally not do. You could be in a world of impossibility, creativity.
Depending on the game, some games leave you more open than others.
Yeah,
But some
it does
games,
depend on the game.
Yeah. Something that I was curious to talk about was you were talking to me earlier, and you mentioned, because you were talking about hack and slashes,
Yeah.
and you were talking about what if they made a Star Fox game with
Yes.
like that was less we love, like, Star Fox vehicles, awesome. That is why this series is cool. But if they were going to take another shot at like a on the ground run around Star Fox game, going almost a Devil May Cry direction would be interesting. I think a good way to do it would be to go the Vanquish route of having like maybe jet boots or like sliding behind cover and shooting, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
I think that would be a lot of fun.
Oh man, I've been talking about this for a while. Like, there's not a single year where I don't bring this up. But I remember telling Adam, I was like, man, when they announced that Platinum was helping with Star Fox Zero, I was really hoping we would get some on-ground combat where they would inspire from Smash Bros. Star Fox would do all his crazy-ass kick moves, and you'd be able to, like, launch enemies into the air, blast them with your gun a little bit, and then jump up after them, do some kicks, and, maybe, like, just go crazy, Like, I was just really hoping there would be some and sure, okay, you had you had the grounded vehicle kind of thing where you turn the R wing, you would transform the R wing and be able to, dodge around
Be a little
and whatnot.
chicken robot.
Yeah, but I really, really, really hoped that we would have a Smash Bros. Styled Fox, like, in terms of his moveset, and being able to do all of that in a 3D, beat 'em up hack and slash style combat. And, maybe you'd even get to use, like, even Falco at least, right? And just do all these crazy combos. And I think it would be a great game. Like, I think it would be so good because just imagine you get into a fight with Wolf and he doing whatever combos, he like knocks you in the air, slashes at you and stuff, and smacks you on the ground. You're like, holy smokes, he fights like I do. He could do the same stuff mechanically, like that Dante. When I did the Dante versus, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but when I did the final battle in Devil May Cry 5, and your boss is capable of doing what you are able to do as well. Or especially the other way around with the expansion that they did.
It also makes me think of Jean from Bayonetta.
Or Jean from yeah.
Who's even closer in terms of having the same kind of abilities.
Exactly. Like, oh my gosh, I almost upwards into the sky.
Jean from Bayonetta, just to be clear.
Okay, I found some cars. So sorry for taking so long with that. But
that's all right.
When like when I did that battle, like, holy smokes, this would make.
See ya.
Hey. I like how it still moved for a bit even after we. But no, like, yeah, what was it? I was like, man, it would be so cool to have a Fox versus Wolf battle, Fox versus androids, those androids. Andross's soldiers and everything. Oh my gosh, but and just being able to do the launchers, the aerial raves, parries, perfect dodges, all of it, and like just being stylish. Fox taunting his enemies and everything. Maybe you could, then the Star Fox set, like the actual R-Wing sections. It would be what you would want it to be. It would be exactly as it was on the 64 or Star Fox Assaults, was it normal sections, etc. You would have the multiple pathways. You would have all that, like everything that you would. I mean, okay, that's too much of like, oh my god, come on, dude. That's just the dream game, obviously. We're never gonna, after what they did with Star Fox Zero, there's no way they're gonna do something normal. But I'm just saying, had we gotten Star Fox with Bayonetta or Devil May Cry like combat, it would have been amazing. And they probably would have simplified it because, like, oh well, Nintendo game, maybe we should not make it too hard to do this stuff, but you would still have all the same capabilities. It would just be easier to do for like newcomers. Because anyone playing Star Fox is like, I just want to press the B button to shoot. Okay, well, they could simplify it. That you don't need too many buttons to do what you gotta do. Right? Whoa, God! Oh, I'm still driving. But that is like the thing I wish that happened. Fox on. Like if they had to add something new rather than doing.
See ya.
What? 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 All right, I'm surfing.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
That was an accident, actually. But
It's fine. But yeah, like I think that would have been pretty cool because apparently I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure about Super Mario. It was Mario Party Superstars, but They were saying with F-Zero, oh, well, there has to be something, like a new idea in order to bring back F-Zero, right? I was like, okay, get platinum. This is all about hack and slashes. But get platinum, or I don't know,
Are you gonna
Capcom.
say make Captain Falcon combo people? And
Yes, make Captain Falcon get out of it. Like, anytime you're not racing, you can go around a little city block.
punch the other races.
I brought this up in GameFAQs. Okay, I was at GameFAQs. I was like, what do you think? What do you think this would need? And I brought up that idea, and people were like, well, it's not like too bad of an idea. You know, I don't know if people would be down for it, but yeah, it could work. But you know, ideally people would just want the racing. I'm like, when we say that now, and yeah, that would be fine too. But Nintendo don't want that. They don't want to just bring it back as racing, and that's that. There's got to be something else going on, apparently. So if there was a something else, it would be that. You know, a little bit of city exploration, a little story stuff around there besides the racing. You know, you would be racing primarily. You would also be getting into some brawls and stuff, beating up thugs. You know, you're in the worst part of town in Mute City, probably. Yeah, everyone's out to get you.
When Nintendo says they need something to bring it back, I don't exactly think they mean
Probably
like
not.
that kind of thing. I think they mean more like an innovation of, say, like what? Like, I could be completely wrong here, but like, you know, the things like it kind of makes me think of how Valve with Half-Life. They ended it on Half-Life 2 Episode 2.
Yeah.
And ever since then, they pretty much hadn't continued it ever. And they were like, and I think they'd mentioned at some point something like, well, they want a good reason to bring it back, sort of.
Right.
And one of those things was, hey, VR is now a thing, so they made Half-Life Alyx. Like, I think Nintendo more means like some kind of mechanical or like you know, new control method or something that could really add to the experience of what F-Zero already offers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
True. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that is what they mean, but I want them to mean the other thing. Let me dream a little. Just imagine Captain Falcon launching an enemy up into the air with his raptor boost, and then you jump up, beat them up a little, maybe do his nair, which, you know, his neutral air, which is his little double little spin kick move, and they go to a Falcon punch, and you send them flying away. It looks freaking crazy. You get a triple S, like.
Okay, so you know what would be a possibly interesting idea?
Yeah.
It might be terrible, but let's speculate for a second. So Smash Brothers at this point, Sora just came out, and for the foreseeable future, Smash Brothers is over for now. It might, you know, there might be something a couple of years down or more down the line.
Right.
But for now, Smash Brothers is kind of at a, this is the last thing we're releasing. Let's leave it at that for now. Imagine if their return to some kind of Nintendo crossover was basically Hyrule Warriors, but Nintendo characters. They just bring all these different Nintendo worlds, and all these different Nintendo worlds and different Nintendo playable characters in a sort of Warriors-style setting where you can combo them and like.
I mean, that is what people want. No joke. People
that
actually.
Would be an interesting idea.
Like, I have seen this worded in various places, not just one.
Oh really?
I
I haven't actually. No. So that's interesting.
People do want a Nintendo
Warriors.
Yes. They want to see Link and like Smash Bros. They want to see Link and Mario and you know, Donkey Kong and everybody fighting, each with their own cool move sets, and just doing their thing, getting up a lot of enemies from the games, the stages based on said games. And maybe some kind of, yeah, unifying plot to bring them all together. Wow, that was awesome. Yeah, the way that was, well, the physics. Like,
yeah, this game does have some quite impressive physics, honestly, especially for PS3 game.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? We could definitely dream, but I think we've hit a good stopping point. It's about an hour for chill talk, but hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it this far, I mean, that would say something to me at least. That would be some feedback already. Or you don't need to say any more. If you enjoyed the talk, then you know whatever. You know, I hope you had this in the background or what. I'm just testing something. You know, I'm testing, like, if I put no effort in a video, what will possibly happen? Because there are videos that I did not put much effort into, and the thing happened. And then videos I did put a lot of effort into, not really much happened. So, you know, and not having that feedback already says a lot. I'm like, yo, if I just don't put effort in, then maybe that's what people want. They don't want me to edit my videos. They don't want me to put funny little things in my, just being me. Like, and I think I don't mind that. Like, if I can talk, which I don't know, I think it'd be annoying if I were just talking, but if just hear me talk, then fine. So be it. I don't mind that, but I
I'm
won't
sorry.
really divulge on, you know, the other things about that. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe my Patreon should be about that, or I don't know. I really don't know. What do people? What do you want? What do you guys want? Is this what you want? Do you want less effort from me, or do you want more effort from me? Because I put more effort, yeah, sure, it takes longer to come out, but I guess I'm enjoying it too. If I'm not putting effort, I'm enjoying myself in the moment, but I don't want to edit this. An hour long. Are you crazy?